Shalom Abracha, in our lives, we usually see a wound as a sign of defeat, right? A flaw as some kind of mark of failure. But what if a wound was actually the ultimate proof of victory? What if a weakness was the very sign that you are, in your essence, totally and completely invincible? And that, right there, is the huge paradox at the heart of Yaakov Avinu's mysterious wrestling match, the one that happened right before he had to face his brother Eisav. It's a question that really challenges our entire understanding of what struggle and strength even are. Okay, so let's just dive right into this verse. The Torah is crystal clear. The angel saw that he could not defeat Yaakov. And yet, in the very same breath, it tells us the angel strikes him and injures him. So how can both of those things be true? I mean, if victory was already a sure thing, then why the wound? To really get this, we've got to see the encounter as more than just some historical event. We have to see it as a spiritual blueprint. This isn't just a story about one man. This is the prototype for all of history. Yeah, the Zohar HaKadosh teaches us that this nighttime battle, it basically encapsulates the entire Jewish experience. It's the model for our struggle in exile, what we call galut, and maybe even more importantly, it holds the secret to our ultimate redemption, our Geulah. So, let's get specific here. The key, the whole secret, lies in the precise location of the injury. See, the angel doesn't strike Yaakov's head or his heart. No, he strikes the Khaf Yereikho, the hollow of his thigh. So our sages explain that this isn't just about anatomy. It's an allusion, a remez. The thigh, the very foundation the body stands on, it actually represents the grand structures of our divine service here on earth. And this is where it gets really deep. That injured thigh, and specifically the two sciatic tendons, the Gid HaNasheh, they allude to the first two temples. Now, these were holy, they were magnificent, but ultimately they were temporary vessels that could be destroyed. Yaakov's core being, though, that was completely untouched. And that represents the eternal essence of Israel, the third temple, which is built by God himself, and because of that, is absolutely indestructible. And that is the whole key. The angel, which is the spiritual force of Eisav, only has permission to attack the kli, the external shell. It can damage the building, the institution, the physical body, but it literally cannot touch the essence. And this brings us right back to the power of those three little Hebrew words, Lo Yakhol Lo. He could not defeat him. The him here isn't just the physical man Yaakov, it's the eternal idea of Yisrael itself. So you see, the injury isn't a sign of the angel's strength. It's the ultimate proof of his limitation. Okay, so this leads us to a really powerful modern analogy. If the injury is actually proof of a limitation, then maybe what we think of as failure isn't really failure at all. Maybe it's a feature of the system. Think of it like this. In software development, when you find a bug in a beta version, it's not a catastrophe, right? It's critical information. Yaakov's wound is like a kind of sacred bug, a perceived weakness that provides the necessary data to build something eternal. This is just a brilliant way to illustrate the process in our own lives. Your divine essence, your soul, that's the core algorithm. It's perfect, it's incorruptible. Your daily spiritual service, your Avodat HaShem, well, that's the beta version you're running every day. And a struggle, a relapse, a moment of weakness, that's not a system crash, no way. That's a bug report. And it's vital for debugging the whole system, for leading to the final, perfect release, your personal Geulah, your redemption. This totally reframes the entire mission of our adversary, what our tradition calls the Yetzer Hara. Its job isn't to destroy you. It can't. Its job is simply to run diagnostics, to find the weak points in your personal beta version so that the core developer, Hashem, can patch them and build an unbreakable final product. And the teaching of the Shlah HaKadosh takes this even deeper. I mean, just look at the name of the angel itself, Samael. It's actually a compound word. The first part, the letters S and M, that represents the temporary impurity, the poison. But the second part, Owl, well, that's a name of holiness, of God. So at the time of the final redemption, that temporary, impure part is just going to be stripped away. And what will be left of our greatest adversary? Just angel, a holy angel whose entire existence becomes a song of praise to God. Our struggles themselves get refined into pure holiness. So the crucial point, the thing we all have to take home, is this. We have to learn to see our own lives through this exact lens. Our personal struggles are not some deviation from the path. They are the path. And this brings us to the key takeaway for our own lives right now. Our time in exile, both as a nation and just personally, it isn't about just hunkering down and trying to survive. No, it's an active, dynamic laboratory where every single challenge is an experiment to gather the data needed for our final redemption. And this is exactly why, after that long, hard night of struggle, the Torah tells us the sun rose to heal him. Now, this isn't just a sunrise. It's the sun of Geulah, of redemption. It shines on the wound not to erase it, but to sanctify it, to transform the pain of the battle into the proof of an eternal victory. So the next time you face that recurring weakness, that personal Gid HaNasheh, that recurring spiritual limp that seems to trip you up again and again, I want you to remember Yaakov. That struggle, it is not a setback. It is the most critical data point you have. It is the sacred bug report that proves your core is untouchable, and it is the very information needed to build your eternal, redeemed self. The pain is just proof that the main system is being secured for good. So we'll leave you with this question. Look at your own life, at your own struggles. What bug, what perceived failure will you choose to recategorize today? Not as a weakness, but as a critical data point for your personal redemption.